Hello, and welcome to the program. This is the Black Ponderer. I'm Neil Trotter, and today we're going to announce the winner of our 6th annual channel giveaway. We do this every year, and I choose a subscriber at random who wants to enter the giveaway of these books that I present. And the books that I presented this time are Freedom Faith, The Womanist Vision of Prathia Hall by Courtney Pace, and Why Religion, A Personal Story by Elaine Pagels. And I used a random number generator, like always. We have a winner. I'm going to consult my paper here. The winner is Afro Syndicalist. Again, Afro Syndicalist. Congratulations, you won the giveaway. And I thank you for your viewership and participation on the channel. It was great. And so, I'll get in touch with you via messages, or you can get in touch with me, and we'll exchange the information so I can send those books to you. You're the winner. Congrats. But even if you didn't win, I just want to thank all the subscribers again and all the people that viewed the channel, whether you subscribed or not, whether you participate or you don't, you just watch. Thanks for taking the time to check me out. Check out this channel. Also, if you didn't win, consider checking those books out, whether there might be in your local library perhaps, or if you have the funds, consider purchasing those books. I think they got a lot of value. They've definitely given me a lot of value in my life. So we talked about the value of those books extensively from the last 3 videos that I made. We talked all about that, so if you want to check out more information about those books and why I feel they're incredibly good books, check out my previous videos. But what I also want to talk to you about today is a request. Occasionally, I'll get a message that'll ask me like, hey, why don't you do the whole Patreon thing, or the whole, I don't know what you call it, crowdfunding, or give us a way to, financially support you, or submit some funds to your channel to make it better. Occasionally I'll get those. And I'm not really into that, to be honest with you. I mean, that's the whole job in and of itself. Patreon, you gotta create all these tiers and awards, and there's a lot of effort wrapped up into that. Even like setting up any type of situation where you're receiving money. I mean, it can start becoming a job, which I guess is the whole point, right? You're trying to make money off of your creativity, so then it becomes a job. So it makes sense. But the Black Ponderer, it's always been about doing this as a hobby, doing it as recreation. It's a very important thing that I'm doing. I believe it's very important, spreading philosophy and talking about the importance of philosophy and how philosophy can be used as a tool to make the world a better place. Absolutely, that's very important. But I never want to make this channel work, right? However, if you do want to send some funds my way, or if you want to support the channel, a way to do that is providing closed captioning. That's what I want to talk about. Closed captioning. Closed captioning is a way for people with hearing impairments to get the content of my channel, which would be great. We do live in a world that is ableist. People who have hearing impairments, deaf, or just are very hard of hearing, it's harder for them to exist in the world than it is for people who can hear adequately. And the thing is, in this modern day and age, it shouldn't have to be that way. We have the technology now to make the hearing impaired able to access basically just as much content as people with regular hearing. It's just we got to utilize those tools. Someone who might be hearing impaired and they might be the next philosophical genius, right? Or somebody who really wants to get into philosophy, but they have a hearing impairment and they're trying to break into the world of philosophy, and they might need some help. There's a lot of good philosophy. Well, let me take that back. There's some philosophical channels that are very good, and this content is a great way to break into philosophy, because philosophical texts can be hard, and it's good to have somebody to reference, whether it be an expert or a hobbyist enthusiast like myself. It'll be great if people with hearing impairments can have an equal opportunity to access the content. Now, YouTube has its own voice recognition technology that tries its best to automatically supply closed captioning. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty good. Sometimes I even use it for videos that don't have closed captioning, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. But it does make mistakes, and part of it has to do with just the algorithm isn't perfect. Algorithms of artificial intelligence trying to recognize speech, that's a challenge. So they're still working that out, and also the content creator themselves. They have to really work hard at pronunciation, right? I'm not the best when it comes to pronunciation, so half of it is my fault too. I know the YouTube algorithm for closed captioning is like, man, what is this guy even saying? So still we're at a point where a human that provides closed captioning is the best option right now. So if you would like to contribute to the channel, I have opened up the ability for people who have an account on YouTube to provide closed captioning. I have opened that option up for the channel. Check out links below on tutorials and directions on how to do that if you don't know how to do that. That's a great feature that YouTube has. Anybody with an account can provide closed captioning in many different kinds of languages as well, if the content creator has that ability opened up for the community at large, and I do. The thing is though, I know that process is very time consuming, and I make really long videos, so it could be quite time consuming. Back in the day, I did used to try and do closed captioning for my videos, and I've done a few, like about, I don't know, 10 to 7 or about, but I couldn't, I had to stop because it was just too time consuming. It took too much time on top of the editing and rendering and all the other stuff that's very time consuming in video content creation. Recently, my lovely wife has supplied closed captioning for some of my videos, and that's great, and I appreciate her for doing that. It's still very time consuming for her. So what I'm saying is, if you want to contribute to the channel, but you don't have the time to invest in that because that is very time consuming, and you want to maybe donate some funds, because a few people have reached out for that, sure, you can donate funds to the channel. I'll put like an email down below where you can submit money via PayPal. We can do it that way, and all 100% of that money, 100% of that money will go to paying for services, closed captioning services. That's right, 100% of those funds are just going to be dedicated to paying somebody, whether it's a friend or a loved one or a service or somebody I trust, to provide closed captioning for one of the Black Ponderer videos. It means a lot to me. Adding closed captioning doesn't really add much in terms of viewership. I think there's been like research done on that. You're not really going to gain more in terms of like subscriber count or like number of people viewing your videos, or the amount of time people are watching your videos. That doesn't really go up significantly. However, I think it is extremely important for the hearing impaired to be able to access content of this nature, educational content, specifically about philosophy. If I can get this message across that we can use philosophy as a tool to make the world a better place to as many people as possible, including the hearing impaired, that's great. And that would be great if I can help somebody who's hearing impaired and also really deeply interested in philosophy, and that's where they want to put their life toward. That would just be great to make it easier for them to access my content. So it would mean a lot to me if you want to contribute to the channel financially, or if you even have the time and the patience and the dedication to provide some closed captioning. That'll mean the world to me. It really would. So that's my request. And that's also my response to those few people who have said, hey, can I contribute to the channel? You certainly can. You can contribute by providing closed captioning to the channel. That'll be awesome. Again, links down below as to tutorials, directions, tips, hints as to how you can provide closed captioning to YouTube videos in general, and specifically my channel. And also I'll provide my email address where you can make a monetary contribution via PayPal. 100% of those funds will go to funding the service of providing closed captioning. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And we're going to keep rolling with the Black Ponderer. I'm still going to do my thing. Can't stop, won't stop. That's P Diddy. Oh, what is his name? He goes by now? It's not Puff Daddy. It's not P Diddy. I think it's just Diddy now. That's how he goes. But he was going by Diddy like that was years ago. He decided to do that. Is he even relevant anymore? I don't think so. He's kind of like gone. He probably still produces videos and music and probably makes more money than he has ever. That's what big name producers too. The producers that make the most money are the ones you just don't even hear about. They have been doing it for like decades and they're making the most money, and then they're making music for pop singers and you wouldn't even know that they're involved in that. Anyway, I'm going off topic. I'm going on a tangent. You've been watching The Black Ponderer, and you tune in next time for some philosophical thought.